Hello everyone, I hope you're fine. So we'll be doing analytical geometry, né? So this one is the same as for grade 10, but there are a few things that are added there. So I'm gonna do our revision, but at the same time learning new things. So now let's do let's talk about the gradient, right? Okay, so you must know that a gradient is when you are given 2 points, like maybe A and what and B, and then you calculate the gradient having the 2 points, and then the gradient, it is represented like this: gradient of AB is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, sharp. Or you can choose y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, but you will have to be careful. If you are starting with this y, like this y is our y2, you will have to do what? Choose this one as your x2 at the same time. You can't say this is my y1 and then this is my x2, you see. So you have to make sure if you are starting, you are gonna use the y from point B, make sure you are gonna use the x from point B as a what? Y2, sharp. Then yeah, but preferably you can use this one. And then number 2, let's talk about the parallel lines. So parallel lines, they have what? Equal gradient. There is this one going that side and this one going that side, and then I have what? Those parallel lines. You see, I have A, B, I have C, D. So parallel lines have equal gradients. So in conclusion, I can say therefore, I can say AB is parallel to CD. Therefore, the gradient of AB is equal to the gradient of CD, because at the same time they are increasing. You see, they are on the same side, they are going on the same direction, like that. You see, that's why you're saying they have equal gradients. That's all. And then let's go to perpendicular lines. Right, so you must know that perpendicular lines, I need to know what a perpendicular line is. That line which is like this and like this, right? It means at 90 degrees. So man, I'm gonna show something like this one. You'll have your A there, you'll have your B there, you'll have your C there, and your D there, and then where they intersect, they make it what? 90 degrees. So you can see what, let me write here, AB is what? Perpendicular to CD, sharp. So the main thing that I want you to know is that the gradient of AB times the gradient of CD, they equal to -1. For example, if the gradient of AB it is 2, né? This 2, it simply means this is just like 2 over 1. And then when as a mathematician, you're gonna do what? You're gonna reciprocate it and then say times -1 over 2. Since it was 2 over 1, you're gonna make it what? 1 over 2, but you put the what? A negative sign, because this 2 is gonna cancel. Then we're gonna get what? Your -1 each year. You see, that's how it is, so that you don't calculate and waste time. If you have a gradient that's like maybe 5 over 3, know what the other one, it is what? -3 over 5. You see. So now let's continue. I hope you understood here. You have the gradient, it is represented like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The parallel lines have what? Equal gradients. Perpendicular lines, when they meet, they make what? 90 degrees, and the gradient of the two different sides is equals to -1. Sharp. Let's continue. So number 4, I'm gonna talk about the what? Distance formula. So the distance formula, it is when you are given like maybe point A and then to point B, you have certain coordinates, then they say calculate the distance from A to B. So we have the formula to use it. Sometimes they even call it the length. ne? So to shorten things, I can say the length of AB, you see, it is equals to, then they say what, square root of what, x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 everything squared. Yeah, so let's talk about this thing again. If you are gonna choose this x your x1, make sure to, even this side you're gonna choose this y as what, y1, then you put your values, then you get a number. Simple. This one is simple, right? So now let's go to the fifth thing. I hope you understood this thing, eh? So now let's go to number 5 then. The number 5, it is what, the equation of what, of a straight line. Equation of a straight line. So the equation of a straight line is given by y is equals to mx plus c. That's how it is represented, whereby this m, it is the what, the gradient, and then this c, it is the what, the y-intercept. You So let's talk about this now before I show you another formula, ne? So if it happens that they say calculate the equation of a straight line, so I want you to know this. If you have a line that is going like that, know what it is, what, a positive gradient, yeah? If it is going that direction, it is increasing. But if you see your line going that side, or if you see a line going like this, yeah, know what it is, what, a negative gradient, because it is decreasing. Because sometimes they can say calculate the equation of a straight line given this line, yeah? Then you get a negative gradient, know what it is, something wrong. Is it fine now? And then for you to get the equation of a straight line, you must have 1 point and what, in a gradient. That's all. So now there's another formula that takes you straight to the answer. This one you'll have to put the gradient and the what, the x value and the y value, then to get the c. Then after, then that's when you'll have to represent it again. It's boring, so I prefer this one. You have to use this one. Y minus y1 is equals to mx minus x1, whereby you have your gradient, you have your, this is this y1 and x1 are your coordinates. It is that point that I was telling you about. If you have these three things, you're gonna simplify your thing. For example, let's just say if y minus 8 is equals to 2 times x minus maybe 4, so it's gonna be 2x minus 8, y minus 8. Then when it goes to that side, okay, let me put maybe 6 then, minus 12. So y is equals to 2x, what is minus 12 plus 8? It has to be, I don't know, maybe 4 plus minus 4, whatever, but it's something like this, you see, because it takes you straight to the answer. But if you're using that one, you'll have to start calculating c and then represent it again, so it's boring, man. So I hope it's fine now. So let's go to the midpoint. So the midpoint, it is whereby you have 3 points and a point that is between those 2 points. Like I have A and B, then there is C here. C is the midpoint of AB. This is how it works, no? And then it is given by the equation, ne? So midpoint of AB, which is what, C. So this whole thing of midpoint of AB, it is representing C. So you can put it like midpoint of A, B, it is equals to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, done. And when you're calculating for your midpoint, always make sure to keep on putting your things in your brackets so that you can find your answer directly. So before we continue, let me show something. The reason why I said this whole thing of midpoint of AB is because to see, I want to show something. So now let's just say Anita, I have put those things. This thing, it simply say xm ym. This is the x value and the y value of the what, of the midpoint. So let me do this. It is something like xm, it is equals to x1 plus x2 over 2, and then again ym it is equals to y1 plus y2 over 2. This xm, it is equals to that one. This ym is equals to that one. The value that you get here is the same. Like, let me show you an example so that you can understand me, so that I don't confuse you. For example, let's just have this, and then I have xy there, and then I have m there. I have maybe 2 and 5 there, and then or let me put 3, and then I have what, b 2 and minus 4, and then say calculate the value of this point. Let me call it L. You know what M is the midpoint of LP, but now this is not the midpoint, so I'm gonna show you how to kill it. You're gonna write your midpoint LM, and then you're gonna put your thing x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2 sharp. But where there's midpoint of LM, what are you gonna put? You are gonna put that thing. I need to imagine you have 2 and 3. So it is the same as saying, like, here you have what, 2 and 3, and then inside you have what, x, which is this one, plus what, 2 over 2, and then here for y you have what, y, and then plus what is the next point? That is the minus 4 over 2 sharp. So it means I'm going to tell you this xm is equals to this one, so it's gonna be what, 2 is equals to x plus 2 over 2, then it's gonna be x plus 2, you cross multiply, is equals to 4, you cross multiply, and then therefore where x is equals to 2, you see. And then for y, you are gonna do what, let me simply do it for you like this. So we are gonna say y, what, in 3 is equals to y minus 4 over 2, and then it's gonna be what, cross multiply, y minus 4 is equals to 6, therefore your y is equals to what, 10, because 4 when it goes to that side, it is what, gonna be changed. So the point L, it is what, 2 and 10. You see, that's how it works, guys. I want you to know this because it is very tricky for most of the people. They can bring something like this and then say calculate the midpoint. So this is how you do it. You must know that the midpoint, this xm is equals to that one is equals to that one, then that's how you solve it. So now let's go to the collinear lines. 7, collinear lines. These are points which lie on the same line, and they have equal gradients. So for example, I can have something like this. I can have A there, B there, and C. So since I have they lie on the same line, like this one, this point, and they have equal gradients, it means you go to the gradient of AB, it is equal to the gradient of what, of BC. Let's just have another point there, which is D, which is equal to the gradient of what, CT. That's how it works. Is it fine? So now let's go to 8. Angle of inclination. So the angle of inclination, it is always in the positive x-axis. It lies here. So it is represented by m is equals to tan theta. So you already know that this m represents what's the gradient. So for you to get the gradient, you're simply gonna say m is equals to tan and then the angle that will be given. Or if they want theta, it will be what, the gradient that you have, and then it will be theta is equals to arctan, the gradient you have, then you get the theta. See, But if you want a gradient, it will be straightforward. But if you want a theta, you'll have to take this thing to the other side so that it can be arctan, and then you put that thing. And then if you see yourself in an exam condition, then you have something like this maybe, then your angle of inclination is here. This one is acute, so this one is what? Obtuse. So for the whatever value that you'll get, you can, since it will be negative, you'll have to add 180, or you do your trigonometric knowledge of the quadrants and what. Okay, yeah, so that's all guys, and I hope you enjoyed. So you just have to know, and go analytical geometry, you have to know the properties of the shapes and everything. If you know them, you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed guys. Please like, share, subscribe and promote. Thank you.